Hi, it's Lucy here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here for this exciting video because today I'm sharing something really special. They're items from Uniquely Creative's annual Advent kits, and these originally sold out as part of their Advent calendar collection, and I'll explain more about that shortly for next year. But after Christmas, they release a limited number of these kits for purchase, and when I say they sell out fast, I truly mean it. So if you see something you love, be sure to check the links in the description box of this video to grab your favorites while they're still available, because once they're gone, they won't be restocked. And just look how stunning these pieces are. Every part of these collections is usable. Even the cover page of the paper packs feature beautiful circular elements and they coordinate with a matching die. And while I don't have them to show here, there are also 6x6 card-sized paper packs available too. And the 12 by 12 inch paper collections that I have here, they include 12 sheets, 2 of each design from the 6 papers. And Uniquely Creative papers are proudly designed and printed in Australia, and they're on beautiful thick 210 GSM cardstock. You can buy everything individually, including 2 gorgeous paper packs. Choose your favorite or go for both. I just absolutely loved creating with these. And in this video, I'll create a card to show you how beautifully these items work together. Plus, I'll share 4 cards I made as part of my DT assignment too. I'm sure I'll be using these products in upcoming videos, so there'll be plenty of inspiration to look forward to. And Uniquely Creative also has a blog packed with step-by-step card making and scrapbooking ideas, so don't miss checking that out too. If you haven't heard of these Advent kits before, they're truly unique, and I think Uniquely Creative might be the only ones creating something this extravagant. They're designed like a child's Advent calendar, with each item individually packaged in numbered envelopes, and each day in December you open the envelope matching the date, so it feels like receiving a little gift every day until Christmas. But for those who prefer not to wait, there's also an option to receive the kit without the envelope, so you can enjoy everything as soon as it arrives. The kits usually go on sale around October and are shipped out in November, so they're ready for you by December. Isn't it such a brilliant idea? I just love it. Here are the cards I created using these collections, and for the first card I added lots of layers and used the black and white striped washi tape at the bottom for a bold accent. And this second card features some script rub-ons and the background cover die, which adds some subtle interest to the bottom left corner because I used a similar colour to the background. I also used twine on both of these cards for added texture. My third card is super simple and perfect for a book lover. I created a little bookshelf at the bottom and used the striped pink paper to mimic wallpaper. Of course, I couldn't resist adding a touch of pink bling to finish it off. And the final card, which might be my favourite, showcases the Ombre paper, and I'll be using that again in a moment. I incorporated Polaroid frames, an embossing folder, and a beautiful banner die. I'll link the banner die in the description box as it's not part of the Advent kit, but it was recently restocked, so you might already have it as it's been very popular. Alright, let's make a card. I'm going to use some of the Ombre paper along with one of Uniquely Creative sentiment strip dies to create strips for the background. And this will give me a mix of mint, pink and in-between shades. I'll run it through my die cutting machine, and since I'll need extra strips, I'll cut a few more. And this time I'll position the paper in the opposite direction so the ombre effect transitions from left to right across the strips instead of staying a single colour. And I've prepared a piece of white cardstock that's slightly larger than the rectangle die I'll be using, and I'll cover it with wide double-sided tape. And once I peel off the release paper, I can start adding the strips. There's no specific order to how I'll place them. I'm just making sure each strip covers the edge of the cardstock. I'll aim for a bit of contrast in colour as I go, but since some of the ombre strips have gradual transitions, a few similar shades will end up next to each other, and that's perfectly fine. And just a quick note, Uniquely Creative is closed over the holiday period, but they will resume shipping on January the 7th. And if you place an order before then, your purchase will be secured. However, if you wait until they reopen, many of these items may sell out quickly based on previous year's trends. And once I've used up the strips, and luckily I had just enough to cover the entire card panel, I'll flip it over and trim off the excess pieces. I'll make the most of these leftover pieces by using them to fill in smaller sections, ensuring there's minimal overhang this time. And once I'm finished, I'll run the piece through the die cutting machine again, this time using a stitched rectangle die that's slightly smaller than my card front. And if you don't have a die cutting machine, you can easily cut the strips and the rectangle yourself. The strips don't need to be uniform, and while the dies add a subtle rounded edge to the strips, it's not essential to achieve this look. I'll attach the piece to my card front using double-sided tape, and then we can decide on the embellishments. And these striped backgrounds work beautifully either in landscape or portrait orientation. And Uniquely Creative also offers sentiment sheets designed to pair perfectly with the strip die I used for the background. And I'll die cut all the sentiments and pick a birthday one for this card. For the embellishments, I'll arrange them on the card until I'm happy with the layout. I'll show you this process, but skip the part where I stick everything down so you can see the final result once all the pieces are in place. If you've seen a few of my videos, you'll know I often use scrap packaging or foam adhesives to add dimension and height to layers when needed. And also you'll be familiar with how I bend embellishments to add roundness and dimension. And for those of you watching for the first time, I like to use a clean lollipop stick or a pen to gently bend the paper, which helps create a more realistic dimensional look. I'll be adding this flower on top of the center flower for extra height using foam adhesive, and I'll also bend each little leaf. I'm thinking it might be fun to create two identical cards on video, one flat and the other with all the bending and added dimension to really show the difference that it makes. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to find out. Now I just need to stick everything down and add the sentiment. And then we can take a look at the finished card. I also added a little puffy heart for that extra touch of cuteness. And this card took less than an hour to make, including filming. What do you think? Do you have a favourite card out of these 5? Do you love this advent kit as much as I do? Let me know if you already have it or if you're planning to buy it. Your feedback helps me understand how many of you would like to see more card designs using these items. And I really appreciate reading your comments and hearing what you'd like to see next. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out on YouTube, and feel free to share it with your crafting friends. Don't forget to check out the product links in the description below if you liked anything in this video. I'll receive a small commission if you use them, so thank you for supporting my channel. And as I mentioned earlier, these items are likely to sell out quickly, so if you love them, don't wait too long. But that's it from me. Have an amazing transition into the new year. Happy crafting, stay safe, and bye for now.